I like to say solo, but I don't think you understand. Can I take a photo? Cause I'm your number one fan. How can you feel good when you play my jam? How can you feel good when you play my jam? I like to say solo.
Yo,
baby.
we are back again. It's your boy B Twizzle.
It's your boy Ace and B.
And we are the Bruhmigos.
If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. We are a group of lifelong friends in a garage discussing just a lot of things that we feel like discussing.
All the topics.
All the topics. But we feel like we're gifting the world our unique perspectives and arguably much needed opinions on an array of topics. But before we get started, since two already in here sipping.
Yeah.
What we drinking on, bruh?
Hey man, we up in here drinking that harder. Mike's harder. I got the strawberry pineapple.
I got the mango.
You know what to do.
But it always, like we said to people, man, if you gonna drink responsibly and wait till your age, right?
Just drink and talk shit on the podcast.
That's it. That's the
all
only
you gotta
time. Actually, let me crack mine. I don't ever drink.
Oh man, we got cheers. Man. We're back. We're back in action.
Back, baby. Episode
32, 31, one of those.
we never remember what episode we're on. Episode 32.
Yeah, we're gonna say 32. We promised that we were gonna do something special for 33.
It looks like we're gonna have to go with 33 like Jesus' birthday. So I don't know, but it's fun, man. So what's been going on, man? What's new? What's happening?
What's happening with me? Just life, Christmas.
Okay.
Going down. I'm excited to see my family.
Oh, you're going back home?
Going back home, man.
Nice.
It's much needed. Nice. Things are going slow at work, which I'm loving because towards the end of the year, there's not much like music entertainment happening or whatever.
Everybody's trying to go home and be with their families and stuff, right? Yeah.
Everybody's doing their own thing. So
no Christmas album releases that we should know about?
Oof. No.
I don't know if people know who you work for.
Oh, I work at a record label, Capitol Records.
Who? Kill him.
Yeah.
Big time.
Humble
B2's
stud.
big time.
Yeah.
Weird flex, but all right, man. that I don't like what you do, like the budgeting and stuff and handle the money.
Yeah,
You're
like
the money guy.
all the finance stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be boring, but it's actually pretty interesting. So
Okay.
I like it. Yeah.
If you ever need money, holla at it too, man. You got the record label deep bank pockets, baby. Anything else? You going back to Moco?
Going back to Moco.
Okay.
See all my peoples.
Yeah.
My sister has a new apartment in DC, so I'm excited to go check that out.
That's
and,
what's up.
Crash her place for a little bit, and ransack her stuff. And
You gonna stay with her instead of your parents this time?
Well, I'm probably stay with my parents the first half of the vacay.
How long you gone?
Just till the 30th.
Okay. When do you leave?
I leave Christmas Eve.
Oh, you leave Christmas Eve
and don't get there till Christmas Day.
Oh snap! So you
I
trying to be
leave
a
at
present?
like 11:30 at night, Christmas Eve.
You gonna come wrapped up with a bow?
Yeah.
Wait, do your parents know you're coming?
Yeah.
Oh, you should make that surprise, man.
Well, I need somebody to pick me up.
Bro, you got Uber.
Nah, that's like an hour and a half drive.
Tell your little sister to pick you up.
She wouldn't be able to hide it though, cause I get there at like 5 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
What was she gonna say? Like, oh, I gotta go run out real quick.
They gonna be up at 5 in the morning, know that she's gone?
My mom might, yeah.
You didn't think this through too. You could have been a gift on Christmas Day. Your mother would have enjoyed that.
She would have. Nah, but she would have been like, she would have known.
She would have been really sad that you weren't coming home.
Yeah, she would have been like, oh, for real? I mean, I'll buy you a ticket. Like,
yeah. It would have been really hard. You're like, Mom, just stop doing stuff. I'm trying to surprise you.
Yeah.
No, that's good, man. That's cool. Nothing really crazy new for me this week, man. Just enjoying the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Dax don't need no more toys.
Yeah.
So I'm enjoying not having to give him nothing. I've actually been trying to give myself the gift is what I'm trying to do.
Right.
But no, Christmas Eve for my family is always really big. We do a big pajama party. We just have fun. Everybody comes out, So I'm excited for that.
Are you in the belief that if your child is not old enough to remember things,
No. Not
do
really.
they really need to get something?
Not really. Like sometimes, but not really. Like,
Okay.
Just because they won't remember doesn't mean it won't shape them.
Okay.
Because think about it, there's a lot of things that you probably have digested subconsciously or that have created you, and you do certain things, but you don't remember why you do them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Happens with phobias, happens with, just habits or whatever.
Yeah.
So I do think like there are a lot of experiences that Dax is going through or has gone through or will go through that when he's like 15, 16, he won't remember why, but they're important things.
I'm more so thinking about Mila May.
Oh, what about her? Yeah, right now, nothing matters.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, nothing short of being traumatizing, I guess.
I can imagine from a woman's standpoint, like you want to get Mila May everything, or you want to get your baby everything.
No.
Whereas I think from most men, I would think would be like, listen, come on. Come on.
She can barely keep track of who she's looking at, let alone intention.
Let's get her some pajamas.
I mean, it's a thing that people are gonna do. So I know people are gonna give her clothes or like little things, but she's too young to enjoy toys and things like that. So really, it's gonna be about like maybe things that might alleviate us as parents or things that we might need and stuff like that. But no, she doesn't. She don't need nothing.
Yeah,
she don't need anything. All she needs is sleep and boob.
Yeah,
she got both of them, so that's it. Maybe some clothes.
On deck.
Yeah, that's it. They ready to go 24/7. I don't even get that much 10, 11 care. So she's spoiled. As far as I'm concerned, at least.
That's good though.
So her Christmas is that's it.
Living life.
Yeah, for real.
As normal.
Oh, also, another thing that happened to me this weekend, right? It's actually kind of funny. So Lisa hasn't been like out and like had a drink and all that stuff since, I don't know, at least a year plus, right? 'Cause she's been pregnant and all that extra stuff or whatever. So she finally got invited out to a birthday party. And she's
I saw that.
Yeah. She was ready to step out. She got all dressed up and I was just like, oh, look at you. She's like, you're going to be good with the kids here? I'm like, man, I got it. Just go. Like, you need to relax. Like, go have a drink. All right. And she's like, okay. So she goes out and, So I love my wife to death, man. But and I love that she likes to include me in everything that she does, right? Yeah. And it's beautiful. But she is so freaking awkward. Because this is what my wife does. She's at some like restaurant party or something. And she calls me and FaceTimes me. Yeah. And she's like, Asa, your song's on. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like I could barely hear, but I just see her smiling on the face cam. Like, and I was like, okay. And she's like, yeah, this is your jam. I'm like, thanks, boo. And I can't really hear nothing. Plus I got like Mile Man on. I'm like, okay, bye.
Yeah.
So then she calls me again. She's like, Asa. And she's like saying something to me, but here's where it gets so freaking weird, man. She's always trying to like show me who's around. And not just show me who's around. She wants me to say hi to people on FaceTime at the club. Like at the club. I'm like, come on, man. And she is so awkward. Because here's my problem. Like first she was like, she FaceTime the birthday girl and was like, hey, say hi. And I'm like, oh, hey, how you doing? Mind you, which was funny was she didn't tell me, but I was in the bathroom at the time. And then you couldn't like really tell. I was sitting on the toilet. Yeah. But like I'm saying hi to people sitting on the toilet. Yeah. And they're like, hey. And I'm just like, oh, hey. So the birthday girl was like, hi. I'm like, oh, hey, how you doing? Yeah. And I'm thinking that's supposed to be it. You just wave hi and that's it. Like turn the camera back towards you. Yeah. No, she just holds it there. We have a conversation with her right now. Like, what do you want me to do? And she's like, hey, it's her birthday. I'm like, happy birthday. And they're like, okay. And then you could just tell they're kind of awkward, like, all right. And I'm sitting there like, all right. So finally she's like, oh yeah. And then she's like, nah, here's the worst part. This is someone I already knew. All right. But then she tries to introduce me to someone new. And I'm just like, it's just like, hey, sir, hey, blah, blah. And I couldn't really tell what she was saying, but she kept like touching, like he had a pen that said like, I train. And I think she was trying to make an association or something. And I was just like, and so my husband did. And she's like, and so he's like sitting there like, hey, and I'm like, hey, I'm like throwing a piece on, like, what's up? And she just keeps the camera on him. And he's just like, oh, okay, yeah. And I'm like, come on, like get me off of this dude. Like I don't know this dude. I just said, hey, what's up? And then it's just so weird. And I was just like, oh my God. So then she finally turned the camera back on her and she's like, yeah, he does this. And I'm just like, first of all, I could barely hear anything. You're so awkward. And then she just kept doing that. And I kept trying to say, like, stop putting the camera on other people. But she couldn't quite hear me. I said, okay, bye. And I just hung up and I text her like, if you don't stop FaceTiming me, introducing me to people, it's just the most awkward thing, man. It's like, honestly, I swear, man, it's the most awkward thing. There's like a special place in hell for people who actively do that to people all the time. Like, why do you do that? It doesn't make any sense.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I love her though.
Yeah.
But I can't stand it.
I mean, going along the themes of there's a special place in hell for people who do specific things.
Yes.
You know, we were just talking about my job.
Okay.
One of my biggest pet peeves is like you like add me on an email chain, right? And then like I read the whole conversation or whatever and figure out everything that I need to know as to why you added me on. And then like once I'm done, like I feel like you should like separate. Like I hate the people that basically like will reply all and just say like thank you, or just have like a whole other have a whole other side conversation that has nothing to do with the original email. But you just keep replying all on for everybody. It's just like
only reply all to relevant information to everybody. The rest, keep it on your own. Okay, I got a better one. Here's a pet peeve of mine. People who leave the freaking clicking sound on their keyboard. Why do you do that? Like that is the most useless feature ever. There's definitely a special place in hell for people who keep the freaking click on. Turn it off and put it on silent, bro.
The older I get, the more sensitive I'm becoming to sound. Like the way people eat and the way people like, I don't know, chew or whatever.
So imagine.
Yeah. You know what else? People who put on too much cologne. I was in the mall the other day and I literally saw this guy. You know how they like, give like free samples of like the cologne or whatever at Macy's? This guy was having a full conversation with his homeboy like this and just like spraying. Oh no. Just spraying, bro. No, like the whole conversation just spraying.
That's too much.
Like he didn't even like think to be like, oh, maybe this might be too much. Like he just like kept spraying like for at least a minute. And I was looking at him like, bruh, you're good.
Everybody knows 3 spits and you're done. Tops. That's tops.
He's getting his neck, like getting his wrists.
He the type of dude that like you walk by and the smell's there for forever.
Yeah, man.
Okay, I got another one. I can't stand people who freaking high five your daps. Like if I go like this to you and then you go, oh, that one kills me, bro.
Right.
Like,
that is a universal.
You know what this is. Don't high five my dap.
You could be black, white, Asian, Spanish. Like you know what that is.
Don't do this to my dap, bro. That kills me.
Yeah, man.
It used to only be white boys, but like I have experienced that with some people, and I'm just like, don't do that.
Yeah.
I hate that. Don't do that to me. This is weird. This is like an awkward exchange.
Yeah, man.
What you got?
I hate people who scuff their feet when they walk. Like just lazily, just like
drag.
Yeah, like drag their feet when they walk. It's just like I don't know. I just imagine my grandma. Yeah, like pick up your feet.
This goes back to your sounds. People who play music on their phones, on their loudspeaker. Like I don't want to hear your song.
Yeah.
Like why are you playing it loud? And that used to happen remember when Nextel Chirps came out? And that was like the thing to do?
Yeah.
That used to drive me crazy, bruh. But even to this day, like I don't understand why people don't just use headphones. But some people will play music on their speaker loud.
You know what used to get on my nerves actually? When you like back in the day, you would put a whole ass song on your voicemail.
Oh my God. Oh, you have to
wait because you really needed to say something on the voicemail. So you had to wait for the whole song.
Oh, that's the worst. And
just imagine, like, because I'm from Maryland, so most people would put go-go songs on their voicemail.
Bruh.
And all you heard is, and it's just like,
trying to tell you that our grandpa just died. Right. But I gotta get through this whole freaking go-go song. Oh my gosh. I forgot people used to do that.
Oh my God.
And that was like the cool thing to do.
It was like the thing to do.
Like, yo, I got this new track. That's how you show people you was up on music. Like, I got this new song on my voicemail. Oh my God.
We were so trash.
Ooh, we are dating ourselves right now. All right. Shoot. Okay, I got another. I never understood, like, this is not as good as that, but I don't know how many people out here do this, but people who be like, when you come from outside, you smell like the sun. You need to take a shower. Or you smell like outside.
Yeah.
What the frick does that mean?
You smell like outside.
What does that mean? You smell like outside? And I'm not talking about like you stink or like you sweaty. Like I get that. But I've literally like gone outside. Me and Dax have gone outside and then we come back in and Lisa be like, you guys smell like outside. I mean, what does that mean? Like,
right.
I don't get that. That's new to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a ton of pet peeves. I don't know. I'm just that person.
I'm out of them right now. I can't think of any, but yeah.
That's just how we are now. We're those old guys rocking in our porch talking about stuff that we just can't stand. Can't stand these young little whippersnappers out here.
Yeah, man.
With their pants sagging. and all of that good stuff. I can't ever figure out my mic. Anyways, this week has been pretty cool, man. I've really been feeling the self appreciation.
Okay.
And I don't know why, but like I watch stuff sometimes, and I forgot what I was watching. Oh, I think it was on it was like on Instagram or something. It was like all these people were just like, I don't know, they might have been on Popeyes or something, which isn't the best look for black people, but whatever. But they was in there like singing. There's a bunch of, I assume it's a bunch of strangers singing. Okay, I know. I know, but here I have this all the time, right?
Yeah.
There are things that sometimes we get like ashamed of or like kind of like cringe at that black people do, like singing all together like a Negro spiritual or whatever. But
at Popeye specifically.
At Popeye, yeah. So like I said, that might not have been the best look. But I do love the fact that our community and our culture, which sometimes is lost to us, but there are things that we do that I'm just like, yo, this is dope. Like, it is magical when people come together and just start singing and harmonizing. Like, that's dope. In the right context. Yeah. That's super dope, man. It's dope. We get together, we dance, we do all that stuff, whatever. And I don't know, I was just thinking, I was just like, I don't know that this is unique to black people, but this is something that I've always known growing up. And I just find it hilarious that like black people will roast you and compliment you at the same time. Like at the exact same time. And I just love that about my people. Yeah. But you have to pay attention, because if you're not paying attention, like you would think you're getting roasted, but they really compliment you. Yeah. Like I don't know if it's just a guy thing, but like I'm not gonna be like, oh, too, man, you look really nice, bro. Like I like your shoes. Yeah. My version would be like, look at this dude, took 10 hours to get dressed. Right, you got the fresh whites on. Oh, okay.
Lift on his foot to show you. Look at his foot.
Look at this dude. Oh, he bought some fresh kicks. Oh, okay. Just got your paycheck, huh? Right. Like, that's how we be doing it. It cracks me up. And I just be like, yo, I love my people, man. Like, I've been having like moments like that this week. And it's just so funny, because I started thinking back to all the times like we get roasted or like we roast people. Like, they really compliment you. Like, that's how we do it.
Especially men, like I feel like we don't know how to be vulnerable to that specific sense of just like, you look really great today.
Right, this
like
is
that
weird,
sounds
though.
just too like,
hey, all right, get off.
Put some bass in your voice.
Say it with your chest, boy.
Yeah.
So like, and I don't want, and I would prefer it that way. Like that's just me, right? I get it. It's 2019. Everybody do what they want to do. Yeah. But I don't want you to be like, hey, so you look really nice today. Yeah. I wouldn't know what to do with that. Yeah. I'd be like, stop looking at me. Yeah. Like I know I do. Leave me alone. But
I got a wife.
I'm taking, bro. Like, chill. But I don't know. Like, in just that way, I don't know if it's just because I'm used to it or whatever. Yeah. You can call it toxic. You can call it whatever you want. But that's just how we do it, bro. Like, you pulled out your Sunday best. Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay. Oh, you swagging today, huh? Yeah. Little dude. You don't never swag this hard.
Little dude.
Yeah, like, come on. Like, you just got to phrase it like it's a joke or whatever. And then, like, you'll know that your homies appreciate how you look. But I don't know. It's funny because I've been just having moments like that, seeing stuff, people roasting, because I used to always say like, man, it's tough like for black people to understand what our culture is because it's lost to us and all that stuff. But I really started like thinking about it, picking it apart and being like, we do got culture. It's just like, you just gotta look at it the right way and stuff like that. So anyways, I don't know. That was just kind of my thing. Yeah. Last thing that happened to me though was I was driving home from work. And this is okay. So this is kind of like, this made me self-reflect. All right. Because I was sitting in my car at a red light. And to the left of me was an apartment complex. And there's this lady sitting on a bench. And she was letting out one of those like heart-curling cries. Right? Like a private cry, ugly cry. Yeah. But she was on a bench at an apartment complex. I think she was homeless though. Yeah. Because she had like one of those, I don't know if you guys like know those little homeless baskets. It's like a little black one with the little wheels, whatever. So I kind of felt like she might have been maybe like a little bit homeless. And the only reason why I point that out is because that's the only reason why I could think someone would have this public big cry. She had nowhere else to go type of thing, right? So she's just like crying. I'm sitting there at this red light and I'm looking, I'm going like, should I say something? Like I felt bad for her. Yeah. And I'm like, maybe I'll roll down her window and just play, hey, everything's gonna be okay. I don't know what you're going through. Just give her some words of affirmation or whatever. But then I thought, is that weird to start yelling at somebody out the window? You know what I mean? Like, what is she going through? So anyway, light turns green and I start driving. I'm thinking like, maybe I should pull over, like say something. Like, I don't know. I just felt maybe I should do something. Yeah. And then I got further and further away as I was thinking. Yeah. And then I just was like, well, I hope she's okay.
Right. You know? Yeah.
And so it really made me feel like, dang, like, it was kind of self-indicting.
Yeah.
You know, to be like, should I have done something? Should I not have done something? Because I'm the type of person who's just kind of like, hey, leave people alone when they're feeling that type of way. But then you have people like my wife or like other people I know who are just very, they're total empaths.
Yeah.
They just react to just like empathy and just, oh, what's wrong with her? You know, whatever. That's not me normally.
Right.
And so I started thinking like, what's the right thing to do? You know? And it just made me feel that much more extraordinary when you hear stories on the news of people going out of their way to do stuff that they had no business doing, or that could have ultimately been totally opposite way and stuff like that. So I don't know. It just really started getting me thinking into like just the moral psychology of things. Right. Like why I felt that way. Yeah. How people feel. Why do we do things? What's ethical, what's not ethical, and like who sets those standards? Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so it's been probably the forefront of my mind. I've been
dealing with that a lot as well. Like what? Because I work on a very busy street in Hollywood. Okay. Or whatever, where you see lots of homeless people, and I always think about like, what is my moral obligation to help these people? Right. Or whatever, because I do genuinely feel bad, and sometimes I see like the same people. Every day. Me too. Yeah. So, but then I remember this one situation that it's kind of bad, but like I gave a homeless person money. Oh yeah. And then I walked down the street and another homeless person apparently saw me give this other homeless person money and was like, yo, can I get $1, whatever? And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, man, I don't got it. But he said like, oh, but I saw you help out homegirl over there or whatever. And I was just like, that's why I got it, dog. But like, I mean, that's what I said. But then I was just thinking like, dog, like I don't have enough money to save all y'all. Yeah. So then it made me like, because I didn't want to make somebody else feel bad. Like I didn't want to make another homeless person feel bad because I didn't give them money, but I gave somebody else money. Right. I kind of stopped giving out money. Oh. In that sense, because I don't want people to take it as like, oh, I'm more sensitive to this person and not sensitive to you. Right. Your situation is not as important as that person's situation. It was literally just circumstance. Like I saw her first. Yeah, that's it. And that's what it was. But now I just feel bad. Like I don't want to like affect people. And I guess I just need to change my perspective on how I view it. But I haven't given any money in a while because I'm not of sure that. That's the right approach. No, I know it's not. But I don't know. Like I just get like very like self-conscious about it now. I get it. Yeah. Okay, so here's the dope part. All right. This whole thing, right, has made me start thinking about like moral dilemmas. So I got a game for you, sort of. Yeah. There is apparently a famous, at least in this field, moral dilemma called like the trolley. Yeah. Oh yeah. Dilemma or experiment or whatever. Okay. Let me take a drink for this one. And so actually, I'm gonna phrase this for everybody, right? Okay. There's a few parts to it, but the first part is this. Here's a moral dilemma, or ethical dilemma. I don't know. They're interchangeable sometimes. Okay. You're on a trolley. You're speeding down tracks. All right. The brakes are cut or whatever. Now, on these tracks are 5 people who are stuck. They cannot move. This trolley is going to kill them in its trajectory. Now, you're the only person, and everybody tries to make up their own rules, but these are the rules of this. Yeah. You know, this is the confined rules. All right. You're the only person who's standing next to this lever and who can pull this lever, and this lever will change the track that the trolley is on to avoid killing the 5 people. However, if you pull this lever, it changes you to a track that will kill 1 person. What do you do? Do you leave it on the track that it was going and kill the 5 people? Or do you pull the lever, save the 5 people, and kill the 1 person? What do you do? If I'm thinking logically, I'd rather be responsible for 1 death than 5.
So it's a numbers thing.
Yes.
Okay. So you'd rather save 5 lives than kill 1.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. I think that would be like the logical answer to that question.
Okay. Which I would agree maybe most people would say.
Yeah.
Okay. Good answer. Now, part 2. Same scenario. You're headed down the tracks on a trolley. You can pull the lever. There's 5 people on the track in the way that are going to die. You can pull this lever and save those 5 people by turning to another track. But the change on this one is now the 1 person is someone you know and love. You can fill that in with whoever you want. Yeah. But You save 5 strangers and kill the person that you know and love, or you leave it and kill 5 strangers and the person that you know and love, scot free. What do you do?
I'm gonna kill those 5 strangers.
Just straight up.
Just straight up.
Okay. So there's
an emotional connection to the person that I love. I could never be responsible for killing somebody that I actually know and love, and live with that.
Okay, that's fair.
Even if it's for the betterment of society, like just me personally, be like,
okay,
I know that person.
Right. What if you knew that person knew they were no good?
I mean, yeah.
And
then that'd be easier.
There's so many ways you could go with this, right? Because I know one person I asked was like, well, do we know these 5 people? I'm like, no. Yeah. He's like, well, can I find out who that? Like, no, you don't have time. He's like, can I yell? Like, all right, are you guys good people? Are you rapists? Like, you can't figure none of that stuff out. You just gotta make a judgment call.
All right, I have a good one for you.
Wait, hold on before you go to the next one. Let me just do one last caveat, because this whole thing has like 3 separate things. The last one is you're not actually on the trolley. Yeah. You're on a bridge above what's happening, so you see what's happening. There is a big person, who's just massive, fat, massive, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. And you know that if you push this person in front of the trolley will stop. In the context of this, you know that the trolley will stop if you push this person out onto the tracks and save everybody. And save the 5 people, save the 5 people that are about to die. What do? Do you push this fat person over and save the 5 people, or do you just not do anything?
I think in that scenario, I don't do anything.
Why?
Because it just feels more sinister to push somebody rather than to pull a lever to change the outcome.
Okay, which is what most people would say. Yeah. But morally or philosophically, or however you want to put it, do you think there's a difference between pulling a lever and sacrificing someone and pushing someone to sacrifice? Either way, you're making a conscious decision to kill someone.
Yeah. But I feel like in the third scenario, you are changing the outcome in a more direct way. Like, you're physically placing somebody in front of the trolley versus like there are 2 groups of people that are in front of the trolley, and it just depends. Somebody's going to die regardless. Like, this fat person could have lived had I not pushed them.
The person on the track could have lived if you didn't switch to that track.
Yeah, but
they were good. They were good on a track that had no trains on it, and then you just boom, pull a trolley in front of them. Same difference.
I mean, yeah, I see what you're saying. I just think pushing somebody it just feels more like you feel more involved. Yeah, it feels more like, oh yeah, you really killed that person.
Well, this is that's why that is why this is more of just like a kind of a philosophical kind of thing. It's to see how we react to things, to see what we hold important, and see how we decide what morals and ethical things are. I mean, the real life application, but you can't just push somebody in front of a train. Like, you going to jail for that. You're not going to jail for pulling lever. Yeah. Like, you gonna go to prison. Yeah. No, but I get you. It's just most people that I've asked that will do the numbers thing. I'll say 5 over 1. I've heard mixed about saving 1 person that you love versus saving 5 strangers. And almost everybody's like, nah, I'm not pushing nobody in front of the train.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Even though morally it could be the same thing as pulling the lever.
Yeah.
It just feels different.
Yeah, it does. It does feel different. All right, but speaking of that, we're going to get more into like why we make these decisions, because I definitely have something to talk about with that. Okay. But I have a dilemma for you.
Okay. What is it?
Now,
let's hear it. Pose it to me and everybody. Let's go.
Okay. This is to everybody. Let's say you're on a beach and it's just you, your daughter, and your niece. Okay?
Daughter and niece.
You, for whatever reason, your spouse is gone doing whatever, and the niece is just with you or whatever. There's no other family members except for you. And your niece and daughter. You're on the beach. The beach looks a little rough right now. Like the tides are coming in heavy. Are heavy. Yes, right? Okay. Yes. So you tell your niece and your daughter, hey, do not go in the water. It's too heavy right now. Your body can't take it. Please don't go in the water. They're like, okay, we understand. Copy. Okay. So you go back into like the patio area, you could still kind of see everything or whatever, right? But you're not really paying attention. You're reading your book. You're on the beach. You're chilling.
Okay,
whatever.
so you're an irresponsible parent.
Yes.
So you're an irresponsible parent, and you take your eyes off the kids out there in the ocean.
You take your eyes off the kids.
Terrible setup.
And they decide, okay, I don't want to listen to him. We're gonna go into the water.
All right.
Go into the water. The inevitable happens. They get separated. They get pushed into the ocean.
Okay. What's the dilemma?
Now you have to go save them. Okay. Right. Now the dilemma is your niece can't swim at all. Right.
Okay. The niece can't swim.
Your daughter can swim.
Okay.
Right. And you can't save them both at the same time. Like you have to go.
They're far apart.
Yeah, they're far apart. Like you have to go get one first, bring them back, and then go get the other.
Okay.
Right. Now, if you go for the niece first, even though your daughter can swim, she's still young. So she only has like a 40-50% chance of surviving until you get her. But if you go for your daughter, right, then
100%
chance that your niece is going to die.
Ooh.
What do you do?
Ooh. So 50% chance that I could save them both.
Both, right.
If I go for my niece first.
Yes.
But 100% chance only one's coming out alive if I go for my daughter first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Keep in mind. Even though it's 50%, it's still a coin toss, man.
Yeah,
it's still a coin toss.
You gambling with your child's life.
Yeah. This is your blood, like your child. Even though your niece is your blood too, but like this is your child.
Dang.
You have to go tell your spouse you didn't get.
What happened to our kid?
Right.
It's a 50% chance.
Yeah.
Frick, man. That's tough. I don't want to answer that because I have a niece and a daughter, and they're never going to trust me with them at the beach. Like, oh, for real?
Yeah. I think that was the toughest dilemmas that I've read.
I think if I'm being real with myself, whether it's morally right or wrong, which is kind of what we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
And I would like to think that this holds true for most people, is you're gonna go for your child.
Right.
Just on a moral dilemma, because there's a lot of factors. Which one's closer? Which one's, whatever.
Yeah.
Right. But 50% chance? Dang. You're probably gonna say, I think off instinct you would jump and save your child first.
I think
even
so too.
Even if you didn't have time to sit there and think.
Right, yeah.
You'd be like, and you jump and go save your kid.
See your child in danger. Like I think you're not even thinking about rationally what to do. I think you're just like,
I think instinctually I would save my daughter. Either way, man, you're gonna, like, if you don't come out with both of them saved, you're destroyed.
Done. Yeah, you're done.
But my final answer would probably, man, I would save my kid.
Yeah.
Because it's like, imagine a circumstance where you save your niece because you thought, she could hold on, my daughter can hold on long enough to where I can save them both, but then you're wrong. Mm-hmm. She dies. Mm-hmm. You have to explain that to your wife.
Yeah.
On how you did not save your child.
Right.
Like, it's a horrible position to be put in anyways.
Yeah. But
you have to live with your spouse like you killed our child.
Yeah. You already acknowledged you're a bad parent by not watching them.
That's what I'm saying. Right. You already screwed up by not watching them. And then you got to tell them they died for... Oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
Woo!
Your wife, the one you got to look at every day.
Every day?
That's...
Yikes.
And I think those are the things that play into the moral decisions that you make, right? Like, I think it's less about what's the universal moral code, right? And I think it's more so about just situations and like the circumstances, how things are presented to you.
Yeah. It's
all of that.
And that's the thing that I was saying earlier, I'm fascinated by. And kind of in preparation for this episode, man, it's been crazy really looking into how people think, why we think the way that we think about things. And I honestly feel like if we took a second and like looked and analyzed why, like what drives our moral instincts, right? We always think people are just and good and like, but what makes that up, right? Like what is your moral compass? What is my moral compass? And if mine's different from yours, who's right?
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, who is right? So for me, understanding how people think personally is really why I want to prepare for this episode, because I think that's what this episode's put on should be. Okay. So let's talk.
Okay.
All right. Now, I think it's very important that we understand like why people think, how people think, and stuff like that, because it makes us, more tolerant of other people and things like that. So when you look into why we think that we think morally, right? Everybody's different. Yeah. But there's different sets of rules for different types of beliefs, right? So there is, and I'm gonna get my notes on this. There's something called moral absolutism. Okay. All right. Moral absolutism. It is kind of what it sounds like, right? Yeah. So the definition, or what it means, I should say, really is moral absolutism asserts that there's certain universal moral principles by which all people can pretty much abide by, right? All actions should be judged based on these moral principles. Right. I guess it's a form of deontology. The challenge with moral absolutism, however, is that there will always be a strong disagreement about which moral principles are correct and which are incorrect. Right. Right. Because different people, different religions, different countries, we all have different values. Yeah. And those can change our moral judgment, let's say. Right. So that's the challenge with absolutism. So while moral absolutism declares a universal set of moral values in reality, moral principles vary greatly amongst different people. So you can't just, essentially moral absolutism is, hey, there's one right way and there's a wrong way, and we should all be able to understand what that is. Right.
I think that brings into another train of thought. Okay. Which is moral relativism. Okay. Which is kind of like the complete opposite of what you just said.
Okay, so it's the counterpart. Right. So we have moral absolutism.
Right. And then there's moral relativism.
Moral relativism. Right. Okay. Which is what?
And this is the idea that there is no universal or absolute set of moral principles. Okay. It's a version of morality that advocates to each his own. So basically they're just saying, when in Rome, do as the Romans. Basically, so like, yeah, you shouldn't necessarily go into a situation thinking that there is this universal code that you need to abide by. It's more so
how do these people do it?
Yeah. How do I don't even know if it's how do these people do it. It's just like, what does it say? It's basically like, who am I to judge you for doing something
that you believe is right?
Right. Okay. That you believe is right. It's more so just being like taking a step back, like maybe even taking yourself out of the moral equation really, and just being like, I'm not going to judge this man because he may have grown up to believe this is right. So
in a context that could get messed up because, for example, like with moral absolutism, what's right from wrong. Right. You feel like what's right from wrong. Moral relativism is more like
you're super standoffish about it.
Hey, I don't know. Yeah. Which
if you feel that's right, it's right.
It's right. Yeah, which we know can kind of be like that.
That's a slippery slope. Yeah.
So now in our studies we found that there is something called moral pluralism. So moral pluralism is like the middle ground between moral absolutism.
I think this is where I fall on.
Okay, so it's the middle ground between moral absolutism and moral relativism. It's right in the middle. And so let me get my notes. So here's what it is. Moral pluralism is the idea that there can be conflicting moral views that each are worthy of respect. All right. Now, moral pluralists tend to be open-minded when faced with competing viewpoints. They analyze the issues from several moral points of view before deciding to take action. Right. Which sounds like a reasonable thing to do. Yeah. Right. Okay. But moral pluralists believe that many moral issues are extremely complicated. Thus, no single philosophical approach will always provide the best answers. Right. For example, assume a building is on fire. A woman has the opportunity to rush inside and save the children trapped in the burning building. But in doing so, she might die and leave her own child an orphan. A moral pluralist would conclude that there is no definitive way to decide which is the better course of moral action. Save the kids from the burning building, risk leaving yours an orphan, or protect your child and leave the kids to burn. Yeah. Moral pluralists would say there's no right answer to eat.
And I kind of agree with that. Whatever you decide to do.
Indeed, moral pluralism declares that it is sometimes difficult to choose between competing values. Right. So moral pluralism occupies a sensible middle ground between there's only one right answer as moral absolutism, basically. Is there's only one right answer.
Yeah.
You know, you do
There's only
X.
one way.
There's only one way. You save those kids, or you save
Or
your
a
child.
horrible person. Yeah.
Yeah, or whatever it is.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
There's one direction.
Right. There's only one direction.
Right.
Right.
And there's no wrong answer. So anyways, like I was saying, so moral pluralism occupies a sensible middle ground between there's only one right answer, as moral absolutism says, and there is no wrong answer, as moral relativism claims.
Yeah.
So moral relativism goes either way, dog. Whatever you want. Hey, if you want to save them, save them. Hey, if you want to do this, whatever.
Yeah.
Absolutism is like, no, you do this. And then pluralism is,
let's weigh the options.
yeah, I see why you did that. I can also see why you did that.
Yeah.
Neither one is necessarily right or wrong. Right. Yeah, so I think it's important. The reason why I think it's important for us to share those things is because I feel like understanding that we deal with that all the time. Some people are more absolutists.
Yeah.
They feel like this is right, this is wrong, and how they do their thing is how everyone should do their thing.
I was researching this book called Talking to Strangers by Malcolm Gladwell.
All right.
Really great author. If you guys haven't heard of him, you should go check out his work. He's amazing. But in this, he talks about kind of the situation where, because I feel like cops have to deal with this a lot.
Oh, all the time.
You know, they have to like
We all
teeter the
do.
line. But we all
I got
do.
you. Yes.
But like they do it on a daily basis, right? Or they're supposed to, I guess. I don't know. And in the book, Talking to Strangers, he brings up the issue of Sandra Bland.
Okay.
And how, because I know from the black community, we see it a very specific way.
Yes.
Right? So he wanted to dive into the facts of the situation and kind of really analyze what happened in the situation. How did the miscommunication go so far left or whatever that this person died from it, whatever, right? So when looking at the research, or when looking at the situation, he discovered that before Sandra Bland went into the town that she got arrested in, right, she was super broke or whatever because she kept getting hit with tickets from other police officers. Like she was getting abused from other police officers with these BS charges.
So prior to this event,
she had already had whole event,
a history with police
that was negative.
A negative history of police getting hit with charges and in debt from all these citations.
Right. She was literally in debt from tickets.
Okay.
Right? Like that she couldn't pay. So she decided,
I'm gonna move.
I'm gonna go into another place,
somewhere better,
and try to start my life over or whatever. As soon as she gets to the new place, she gets pulled over by this cop or whatever.
Okay.
Now keep in mind, in the situation, Sandra Bland is going down a road or whatever. The cop sees her going down the road, so he starts speeding up to come go and catch her. Or whatever. She's not thinking that the cop is coming after her, so she gets into another lane and just think the cop's going to pass her. The cop gets into the other lane with her and pulls her over and says that he's pulling her over because she didn't use her turn signal when she pulled over into the other lane. So now she's really mad because she already understands what's happening. Okay. Like she understands like she has a history. He's trying to do the same thing that I just was trying to run away from. He's trying to give me a ticket on a BS charge. You know what I'm saying? Like she obviously thought that like she was doing the right thing by just getting out of his way.
Okay, so pause right there. So I think, because I didn't know that, I didn't read the book, but that's so important to know the psychology behind situations.
Right.
She has this history with police that is negative.
Right.
She's trying to get away from it.
Yeah.
And in her doing so, boom, she gets pulled over again for a failure to signal. Now someone who never gets pulled over by cops or whatever, gets pulled over for failure to signal, they're probably gonna be chill, like, oh shoot, I failed the signal. But her history probably makes her go, here we go again.
She's responding to it in a very specific way because of her previous history with it.
So we don't know what people are bringing to a situation,
right? Exactly.
Which is one thing to keep in mind.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So they get into an altercation and it like speeds up really quick or whatever. So, and another thing that we got to keep in mind on the cop side is that the cop has done these type of stops like throughout his whole career.
He has a history.
He has a history of pulling people over for like BS charges or whatever, and he's done it and he's gotten away with it and been.
He has a history of pulling them over for BS charges and it escalating to something more.
No, just like. He's just giving tickets for like BS stuff, or whatever. He has a history of doing that, or whatever. And when you look at his like arrest stuff or his ticket,
small ticky tack things,
exactly. Okay. And nothing has really like he's never been into an altercation like the one that he was with Sandra Bland.
So he's by the book.
Yeah,
you don't signal. I'm writing you a ticket. Yeah. Your tail light broke.
I wouldn't even say he's by the book. He's more so just like this is what I'm trying. Like I need to earn revenue for the police department.
Okay. That's a whole but go ahead.
Yeah. So that happens. So and when he does this, like he has a certain demeanor or like he requires a certain respect when he pulls these people over, and he's done it like multiple times or whatever. And so when Sandra Bland gets pulled over, she's automatically giving him attitude or whatever.
Which before you finish, it's a right for someone to do.
Yeah.
Which is another thing. Like, I understand people want respect and you can like make a situation go left or right by how you act. But it's not illegal to have a freaking attitude.
Right.
It's not illegal to be upset. It's not illegal to cuss at somebody or whatever.
Yes.
But some police officers act like you are, breaking the law by not respecting them as an authority. Yeah. Nah, bruh. Yeah. That has nothing to do with your job title. Yeah. But anyways, I digress.
That's just an ego thing, but whatever.
Go ahead.
So what happens is he basically escalates the situation and like starts cursing her out or does something to like just aggravate her. Okay. Or whatever. So what she does is she pulls out a cigarette and starts smoking in the car or whatever. Now, the cop interprets this as, okay, now she's taking it to a different level. Like now she's being super disrespectful by smoking in my face.
You gonna smoke in my face? Right. Okay.
So that's how he's interpreting. But for our audience members who might smoke cigarettes or who just are smokers in general, you know that when you pull out a cigarette or when you light you light your blunt or whatever, you're trying to calm down from a situation. You're not trying to escalate the situation. Right. Because you're trying to she didn't have the like anything to calm her down except for the cigarette. Right. So she's just like, okay, he's really getting on my nerves. Let me smoke the cigarette so I can like chill out or whatever. Yeah. So there's two different views as to what's happening in the situation. Like she's trying to send signals to him like, I'm trying to de-escalate this by smoking a cigarette so I don't cuss you out even more. But he's taking it as, like now you want to take it to 10. Yeah.
No, you just gonna smoke? Right. Oh, you just gonna smoke a cigarette in front of me?
So
that's crazy.
And that's like how that situation happened. Was just they didn't know how to communicate. They didn't know how to read the
Well, they were reading each other's signals just the wrong way.
Right.
They had the wrong perspective. That's so crazy because, man, that's like half of human interaction almost. Yeah. Like she's feeling and thinking one way, he's doing another, and that miscommunication can ultimately get you killed, right? Right. Like that's crazy. That's profound, man. Like she was lighting a cigarette like, man, my nerves are bad. Yeah. I need to calm down. Let me get this cigarette. Yeah. And he's like, oh, so you just gonna light a cigarette in my face? Like, oh, so you just think you bad. But really, if he was able to empathize or whatever, or understand that, okay, she's worked up, she's smoking, it could have been something as easy as, oh, because you're not smoking in front of me.
One school of thought is like, had he been a cigarette smoker, he might have would have picked up on, okay, like, maybe she might be stressed. Like I might be like causing something. He might have eased up a little bit and like talked to her a little gently.
More gentle.
But wow.
Now, I'm sure it's much deeper than that. Yeah, I'm sure there's so many factors.
I just gave like a quick overview.
That is that's pretty profound, man. And that, I think that is kind of what goes back and ties back into my whole thing about why we do what we do. Mm-hmm. And if we can first understand why we do what we do, right, then we're better in a position to understand why other people may do what they do. But understanding that I believe there is no moral absolutism, right? Mm-hmm. There just isn't. Other cultures, other people, smokers, non-smokers, things like that. You have to try to put yourself in someone else's shoes, or you have to at least understand, like, okay, what I think is right, or what I'm thinking, this may not be it. So for someone to be smart enough to know this seems off, because she can't be doing what I think she's doing. She ain't lighting this cigarette to just be all up in my face. Let me see if there's something else going on here. You know what I mean? Like, I think we can get so much further in life understanding that, which is why I've been so fascinated to be like, you know, understand how we think. It's paramount.
I mean, I think one of the biggest reasons that I've discovered while like preparing for this episode as to why I don't believe in moral, what was it, altruism? Is that what?
Relativism or pluralism?
The one that you
moral absolutism.
Moral absolutism.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that one because I was doing research and I found out that just the way you phrase, whether it's somebody phrasing it to you or whether where you phrase it to yourself, how you phrase a moral dilemma can completely change the outcome of how you make that moral decision.
How you phrase it?
Yeah. So let me give you an example. All right. Got notes. Okay.
Go through your notes. While you note it up, bro, I'm going to tote it up.
All right. Here we go. So there was a study that was done. And let's say that you're the president of the United States.
Which is very likely.
Okay. And there is an urgent like disease outbreak that has hit America.
Syphilis.
And
syphilis outbreak.
600 people are affected by this outbreak.
Disgusting. Okay. 600
right,
people.
So your administration is coming to you with two options that you have.
All right. I'm the president.
Here's the first set of the two options, right?
Talk to me too. What do we have in the report?
If you choose option A, 200 people will be saved.
Option A. Hold on. Let me soak this in. I'm the president here.
200 people will be saved.
Can you call me Mr. President?
No.
Call me Mr. President and then present this to me as I'm really the president.
All right, Mr. President.
Yes.
If you choose option A, 200 people will be saved.
200 people.
But if you choose option B, there is a 1/3 probability that 600 people will be saved, and a 2/3 probability that no one will be saved.
Get the mathematician in here. I don't know fractions. Okay, go ahead. 1/3 and 2/3. What am I supposed to do with that? How many people is that?
1/3.
1/3 of how many people?
Of 600. There's 600 people that
there's 600 people total.
600 people that have been affected by this, right? Okay, let me start over.
Tell Bill to go back home. I got it now.
600 people that will be affected by this.
Okay.
Option A, you can save 200 people for sure. Okay. Guaranteed.
Which is 1/3. Yes, I know math.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Now, option B is there is a 1/3 probability that you can save everyone. You can save 600 people.
Okay. There's a
2/3 probability.
This math is killing me. Okay.
That you can save nobody. Okay.
So there's a greater percent chance that nobody's getting saved if I choose option C.
Option B.
Option B.
Right.
Well, now I'm just confused. Okay, but go ahead.
No, those are the two options. Which one?
Oh, it's only two options.
There's only two options.
There's three. Okay, so I can save 200 people.
Yeah, we're talking about phrasing, so I'm gonna change the phrasing in a bit.
I got you. Yeah. Okay, so how you're phrasing it to me,
you can save 200.
I can save 200 people
for sure.
For sure, sir. You can save 200 people, Mr. President. Guaranteed. We can save 200 people by employing this option.
Yeah.
Or, Mr. President,
we can save everybody, maybe.
We might be able to save everyone.
Or
it's not that
if
likely.
we go this route, there is a higher percentage that we can't save anybody.
Right. So we could save everyone, but if we don't, everybody dead.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is your point about phrasing? So I get that.
Well,
so it's
I want to. What would you choose?
Oh man. Oh, but they're both the same thing.
No. Okay, fine. But
no, but wait, but they are the same thing, right? Because you're saving 200 people out of 600 people, or you can only save
No,
1/3.
They're two different options, though. You're guaranteed in the first option. The second option, you're not guaranteed.
Oh, okay, that's true. All right. This is why I'm not president. So which would I choose? Frick. You know, I'm a go big or go home kind of guy. So either like we either all save it or we all die. We leave no man behind.
Okay, that's interesting. Well, most people choose the first option.
Save 200. So, but basically, what you're guaranteeing is that you're going to kill 2/3 of everyone.
Okay,
that's what.
So
that's
the
phrasing.
So the phrasing.
Okay, I get it.
So the second way of thinking about it is if you choose option A, 400 people will die.
Right.
But if you choose option B, there is a 1/3 probability that nobody will die, and only a 2/3 probability that everybody.
So it's how you phrase it, how you the perspective.
Right.
So if you came to me, Mr. President, I have a way that might save everyone, or if we do it this way, for sure, 400 people dying.
Right. So in that, they pretty much discovered that like you can't really judge somebody based off a decision that they make because how it was presented to them, whether internally or externally, made a huge decision in what they chose.
That's a big impact on how you decide to do what you do.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. I mean, they're so okay. So me and B2 have been like looking into this. I actually wish we had more time.
Yeah.
But for the last couple of days, we've really been looking into all these moral, ethical decisions, dilemmas and things, how we react to things and stuff like that. So what I actually want to do is just like shoot off a couple of things that I thought were very interesting that maybe you guys could take something from it. But there's one thing called in-group, out-group, right? And in-group, out-group, an in-group is a group of people who identify with each other based on a variety of factors, including gender, race, religion, geography, like where you're from, whatever, right? We identify, we associate with one another, right? So our tendencies to distinguish between in-group and out-group members has moral implications. So think about this, right? And this kind of goes back to like moral absolutism, right? But in the form of in-group, out-group, things start to change. So people may harm those who they perceive to be in an out-group. Okay. All right. In ways they would never harm in-group members. Right. Okay. For example, one study showed that when soccer fans viewed fans of their own team being harmed, they felt
I saw this.
empathy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They felt like, oh, dang. Like any sports team, like if you you know how that feels, right? But when they viewed fans of rival teams being similarly harmed, they felt pleasure. Okay? Yeah. That is a big deal, right? Yeah. The same action is happening. It's just who is happening to based on them being in your in-group or out-group is how you, I guess, perceive it morally from a moral standpoint, right? Which is very interesting. So likewise, people tend to make different moral judgments based on in-group, out-group distinctions. When someone in our in-group misbehaves, the natural reaction is often to dismiss the behavior like, it's no big deal, like, you know, whatever. But if someone in the out-group did it, it's, you know, it's outrage. It's not the same thing. People tend to judge that behavior much more harshly when it's not within their own party or group. And this is something that we just find all the time. So indeed, when automatic in-group and out-group distinctions replace conscious and thoughtful reflection, we're more likely to harm one another and behave unethically.
Fam, we gotta find, there's this YouTube clip that describes this so perfectly. Okay. So they go to the somewhere in the UK and the guy is wearing like the hometown soccer jersey. Okay. Right. So they put him they put him in like the hometown area, right? Okay. And then he's like on the corner pretending to like have a sprained ankle or something like that. Mad people start coming up to him. Are you okay? Are you okay? Like, what's happening? Like, do we need to take you to whatever, right? Yeah. They put him in the rival hometown, the rival team's area jersey, or whatever. He still has the same jersey on.
In a different area.
In a different area. Okay. Has same jersey on, but it's the rival towns, whatever. Everybody bypasses, doesn't even say anything to him, like just walks by him. Some people even like give him like a little kick. Right,
that's what you get for being a freaking
little prick. Yeah,
Clipper fan. That's what you get.
Like they just completely disregard him.
That is as like the definition
enemy.
Of
and it's literally just a jersey,
right?
Just a jersey. That's it.
And so that's a perfect example. In group, out group. Yeah. Right. And how our ethical behavior changes based on that. Yeah. Because if it's like you said, the home team, they're trying to figure out what's wrong, which is the right thing to do, regardless of what they're wearing or whatever. That's a human being.
Yeah.
But our behavior changes based on, and that's honestly, man, that is what I feel like, you know, multiple people do, but I can only speak for black people. That's what we have to deal with a lot of times. A lot of times we make decisions based on if we feel like we're going to be in the in group or the out group.
Right.
If you, because I saw some meme or something that we were sharing in one of my group chats, which was like, there was this beautiful place. It looked like Christmassy and amazing. Like you should travel to this destination. And the caption was like, "Damn, that place looks beautiful. Hey, do they like black people over there?" Like,
that's so real though.
So
that's a real question I ask every time.
All the time.
I ask that all the time in my mind or just somebody out loud.
Dog, like think about that. Like you see this beautiful place and the one thing you want to know is like, yo, am I cool if I go there? Like, you know, and I know that's not just unique to black people, but I for sure feel that way a lot of times. I'm like, yo, is that a racist place, or like, can I go there? Will everything be all good? You know what I'm saying? And like, it's so sad that that's what you have to think about.
What's the ratio to color, people of color and people
like, yo, am I gonna be cool there? Like, you know what's up? Because it's like, man, it looks really nice. They cool with us over there? You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. Huh?
That's so great. I never verbalized that, but I ask myself that all the time.
And I don't think a lot of people do, but we all do it. You know what I mean? We all do that. It ain't just, you can't just pick up, walk around and go and just feel like everything's gonna be all good.
Yeah.
You have to think about those things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of that came about, I was talking to some ladies I know or whatever, and we were just talking about differences of like things that we have to worry about and stuff. And I was just saying like, man, I could never imagine just being a woman day to day. They have to think about things that I never even have to think about as a man, and then also as a black man. Like as a black man particularly, I've never really had to worry about someone coming to kidnap me or trade me for sex slave or whatever. Like ain't nobody walking up to me to do something, right? And I give or take certain scenarios, right? Like maybe we would think about police gonna mess with us or whatever, but I don't have to be afraid. Like this lady was telling me she's afraid to like go out jogging by herself because she don't know who's gonna be looking at her, you know, whatever. And I'm like, if I want to pick up and go for a jog right now,
I can just do it.
I can just do it, right? I might have to be worried about what someone might think about me in a particular neighborhood as a black person or whatever, but just in general, my safety is not something I'm worried about someone clocking me over the head and like trying to do something to me, because I think even statistically, like ain't nobody trying to mess with me. I'm usually the protagonist or would be deemed, I should say, the protagonist or something like that. So ain't nobody messing with me. Like, or if I'm in an elevator, ooh, that just reminded me.
What?
Something happened to me. I went to Kansas City this past weekend. And it was crazy because it was me, my brother-in-law, B. Mitch, and his like nephew, godson. And we were all in the elevator. Pretty big guys. I'm a pretty big guy too. One of them was like 6'3".
Right.
6 foot, yeah.
They're pretty big guys.
We're all pretty big guys, all right? We're all pretty big guys in the elevator. And before we got in the elevator, there's this one white lady. Now, I could tell she wasn't from here from her accent. Couldn't pin where it was, but it sounded European something. And so, now mind you, we're in Kansas City. And so when the door opens and the people come out, because we wait for people to come out before we go in, all right? She goes, "Oh, hey, you guys. How you doing? Come on in." You know, she like welcomes us into the elevator like it's hers. So we walk in and we're just standing there. And she's like, "Oh, you guys are here for, you know, tournament." She's talking to us in her accent or whatever. And we just have a quick little conversation because we're wearing, we went out there to support my younger brother-in-law in his basketball game. So we're all wearing like the uniform or whatever. And she's like, "Oh, you guys look like you're basketball players, or you guys, you know, da-da-da." She's talking to us or whatever. And she says, "Okay, this is my floor." And she gets off. And when the door closes, we all look at each other. I'm like, I'll say it. Like, that never happens in LA. That never happens. And they were like, "Yo, for real." She was not only in an elevator with 3 big old black dudes, including myself, but she was just like so cavalier, conversation, you know, whatever. And I was like, "Has that ever happened to y'all in an elevator before?" And they're like, "No." Like, first of all, most people in the elevator don't want to talk to each other. That's just general, right? So that's already off, but certainly not with 3 black dudes in the elevator. I've seen people get off, even when they fall. They're just like, nope, not gonna do that. Not only that, but she was very like nice, welcoming. Like there was no fear, no clinching, no nothing. Just like, "Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?" So I didn't know if that was like a Kansas City thing, if wherever she was from, the perception of black people was not what it is out here, and she hasn't been programmed or thought to be fearful of dudes coming in. But it was just so, and it's sad, but it was like a real thing that all of us felt. We were just like, that never happens.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I truly believe it has to do with where you live. Like, when I first came out here, I like how you experienced that white lady is how I experienced white people from where I'm from or whatever.
So they're all like nice.
Yeah, like okay. Well, I wouldn't say everybody's nice, but I'm just saying like everybody has that mentality of like you speak to people even if they're strangers. Like if you're in a small close space, like don't be weird. Like say hello. Yes, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Yeah. Whereas when I come out here and niggas don't even look at you, like they just look straight. Like
you don't exist. So leave me alone. Yeah.
So it's just all those things play a factor into how you make decisions.
Big time, man. So I don't know. That was just something crazy. I just wanted to share that. It's just, I guess the whole point in all of this is just like, man, there's so much that we can learn from. I think everybody knows being in somebody else's shoes or whatever, but it's more important to understand why we think how we think, you know? And I love how, and I think actually what we should do is put out where we got our notes and stuff, like the source. Yeah. So people can look, cause there's a site, it's called Ethics Unwrapped. It's from the University of Texas, and it has all these short little videos that really break down different definitions of basically what we're talking about. Because obviously this is a whole field, right? Yeah, this is a whole study. We're just not even scratching the surface. We're just barely talking about some of it. But I think if you're like us, once you go down the rabbit hole, you're gonna be like, oh shoot, like it's fascinating to me when people can put not only just a label, but a whole description and a whole thought process and like a whole breakdown it, like of things that we experience daily. Yeah, that we just chuck up as human behavior. Right. Yeah. Right. But when you can quantify it, like, oh snap. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like even that in-group out group thing is a big one. But anyways, I mean that's kind of my whole thing is I always said like if I go back to school, go back to college for just whatever reason, I would study psychology because I'm really fascinated.
I always say that too.
Man.
I've been starting to read books just about like how people talk to each other, how people interact, and like just the mind, like just studying the mind is just so interesting to me.
I just want to know why y'all do the things that y'all do and why you keep doing it. Why when the dude constantly shows you who he is, you keep taking him back? Why? I don't understand it. I want to know. No, okay, real quick. But that was kind of it. Hopefully everybody got something from that. I mean, we had a great time like diving into it. I'm not done personally. Yeah. But I think it's just very important that if we can start to understand like how we think, why we think, what drives us morally and ethically, then maybe we can start understanding why we make the decisions that we make. Yeah. And then maybe we'll become more tolerable of like why people make decisions they make, like the therapist said. And then we can start to like really start to communicate better and more efficiently.
You just made me think of something.
What?
On our next episode of Ask Your Bros, you guys should send in your real to life dilemmas and then have us answer them.
We'll answer them.
Give you the best dilemma advice that you've ever heard in your life.
Boom shakalaka Zulu. That's what we're gonna do.
Hit us up at Bruhmigos.
I kind of forgot now, but that was kind of it for me in wrapping up. Was that we just need to kumbaya.
Yeah,
let's just kumbaya, man. Let's just all understand each other, and let's not be racist, so I can travel wherever I want around the world and not have to worry. And have to ask, yo, hey, racist over there, back, man. I'm trying to go, live my life wherever. But yeah, man, I don't know. Is there anything that you wanted to add or put on that or anything?
Nah, I'm ready to get to these bars. You know what I'm saying?
Get to the bars. But yeah, man, hopefully you guys enjoyed a little bit of that. Like, share, subscribe. And so it's been a minute since we dropped a little something. But we back in action. And I guess our hope is that each episode we can bring you like a little something, a little perspective, a little.
Put you on.
I put you on. We can put you on a little something. Today we're gonna put you on, some of this University of Texas. What is it called? Moral psychology. It's really deep. It's really dope. I'm gonna dive into some more. Maybe we'll share some more on like social media and stuff like that. But it's really cool to like really understand how people think, why they think, and all that stuff.
And if you thought we got into our bag this episode, please let us know because I really feel like this is the direction that we want to go in. So if you do like this and you do support it, please respond and let us know.
All right. But speaking of So do you know what time it is, man?
I think it's time for a motherfucking freestyle, y'all.
A motherfucking freestyle, y'all? B2. Hit that beat, cuss. Hey. Hey. Here we go. Woo. I don't know what this is gonna be about.
Yeah.
What's your name? What's your sign? What's your thought, little baby?
Hey,
I don't know who you is or what you are, little baby. You just hanging with your buzz. You know we, little baby. You know we chillin', baby. You know it's me, little baby. Twizzy.
Como está? My name be Twizzy.
Yeah.
I get it poppin', all dizzy.
Yeah.
I'm drinking Mark's harder. I get busy.
Yeah.
I'm a little tipsy, but who gets a frizzy?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going in. Yeah, I'm gonna win.
Yes.
Yeah, we the Bruhmigos. Yeah, we here to stay. Yeah, we gonna pay.
Yeah.
All the attention
Yes.
to your dilemmas. Just ask Bruhmigos. Hey, what
Hey.
it do?
What it
be?
What it be?
Can you answer a question?
Yeah.
For me?
For me.
Yeah, man, we can do that ish.
Yes.
But real quick, let me pass it to my man Ace Biz.
Oh. Hey, como está? Shoot, my name is A-Busy.
Hey,
Only thing I like to do is just take it easy.
take it easy.
You know I never gonna lie, you can always believe me.
Hey.
Maybe one day this podcast will be on TV. I don't really know. I'm just busting flows. You already know how this thing goes. We just do this 2 times in a row. I don't know. This is just what I do. Yeah, me with me too. Yeah, we just like to do.
Wow,
What we like to do?
What?
What we like to do?
Okay.
We just wanna rap.
Yeah, we do.
Rap a whole crew.
Bang, bang.
You know what it is.
Gang, gang.
Whole lot of gang.
Bang, bang.
Whole lot of things.
Yeah.
But ain't nothing changed, nah. This is what we is, this is where we be. We get it the biz, you know what it is. This is what we see. I don't even know about to rap fast. Can't think like I'm that dude. I don't even know. I don't wanna be rude, but you know what it do, So, hey,
What it do, baby?
what it do, little baby?
Who are you, baby?
Who are you, little baby?
Wanna screw you, little baby.
I don't speak for me too, baby. I just like this where we going now.
Hey, ooh.
I just really think we flowing now.
Hey, ooh.
Only thing we do is hold it down.
Hey,
we
ooh.
on the floor, the
Yeah,
baby.
yeah.
We on the floor, the baby.
Twizzy. On the mic, we get busy.
Yeah.
Twizzy knows what to do when he gets busy.
When he gets busy, he gets lots of revenue, a lot of profit.
A lot of
I don't really
profit.
know, but if you come through, you better not stop it.
Don't stop it. Don't drop it. Just make it hot. Keep popping it.
Yeah, and keep popping it so it stays hot like a hot pocket.
Yeah, put a hot pocket in the microwave. Heat it up 2 minutes. Oh, wait.
Oh, wait. Only thing you don't want to be is a social slave. Yeah.
Oh, we made it a whole song. And there you have it.
There you have
The
it.
improved Bruhmigos.
Bam, bam, bam. Which one is it?
It's this one.
It's the purple one? It's the blue one.
Skeptics say that
wait.
performance comes at
That was that. Okay.
No.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
This has been another episode. We think episode 32. Maybe we just shouldn't say what episode it is.
Right, that would have been a solution.
That's probably a smarter solution. Anyways, this has been another episode of Bruhmigos, man. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Put a little put on for you. And
Like,
hope you guys stay
subscribe,
blessed.
rate us on iTunes if you can. All that, man.
All right, man. We back and we ready.
Let's go.
Boop. See y'all later. We love you.
Peace.